put Californians back to work, job by job by job. And let me be clear, there is a choice in this election, a choice between those who are going to create more jobs and those who would not. A choice between who is going to help our working families and who won't. A choice between moving forward or going back to the policies that got us into this mess. And as much as we want to forget those 8 years that the last administration left us, let me tell you, they left us with a very heavy burden. The worst recession since the Great Depression, with budget surpluses turning into deficits and debt. 2 wars unpaid for. The Iraq War was supposed to last for 6 months, and it's gone on for 8 years with thousands dead and tens of thousands wounded. It's time to bring the troops home from Iraq. Now, I want you to listen to me. What else were we left with? We were left with Wall Street deregulation on steroids. We were left with rampant greed at the expense of American jobs, American workers fired, their jobs sent overseas, and now more than ever, we cannot go back. We can't afford to go back to the policies of fear. We cannot afford to go back to that mess, that fiscal mess. We can't afford to go back to the protection of Wall Street and special interests and the callous disregard for working people. Do you agree with me that we can't go back? We can't go back. Too much is at stake. Now, you all know we're facing a tough election, and that's why I need you by my side. And I am counting on you to send me back to the United States Senate so we won't go back. We'll continue to move forward. Now, since the Deep Depression hit in 2007, I have focused my efforts on economic recovery that will deliver jobs to our working families. And yes, I've been working whenever I can across party lines with a specific plan to get our economy back on track. And here's that plan. So listen up. First, I am working to make our state the hub for the new clean energy industry. Yes, for new clean energy jobs that will help end our addiction to foreign oil and protect our environment and protect our families from pollution. And you know what? We will create those technologies where? Right here in California. And we'll export them to the world, and we'll create hundreds of thousands of jobs. Made in America. I want to see those words. Made in America. Second, we've got to end tax breaks for companies that ship their jobs overseas. We have to reward corporations who keep the jobs right here. Outsourcing our jobs is wrong even in good times, but it is unimaginable during these difficult times. Instead, we need tax cuts for middle-class Americans and businesses that are creating jobs right here at home. That's the second part of the jobs plan. Third, massive financial speculation and outright gambling by big Wall Street banks. They help put 7 million Americans out of work. We have got to crack down on the anything goes attitude of the past and instead push those banks to play by reasonable rules and start lending to small businesses, because you know that 2/3 of new jobs are started by small businesses, and we have to help them do it. Fourth, thanks to you all and the people of California, I lead the Environment and Public Works Committee. And as a result, that committee is creating construction jobs in the private sector by making our roads and bridges safer. I helped double the amount of money coming to California for our highways, for our transit, and our high-speed rail. And we are putting hundreds of thousands of Californians to work to literally keep our state moving. Fifth, we need to get that deficit under control. We need to get that debt under control, and I support a plan by President Obama to do it. We know it can be done. We did it during the Clinton administration. We not only balanced the budget, we created surpluses. We Democrats, and we created 23 million American jobs, and we should be proud. We know how to do it, and we're going to do it. I'm proud. And I'm proud of the hundreds and hundreds of Boxer provisions that are now law, from highways to water infrastructure, helping our veterans, wilderness, funds for police, funds for firefighters, teachers, nurses, funds for our ports, our cities, and our counties. And we know there's a lot more to be done. And we're not going to solve our problems in a day or a week or a month. But I know we can get our economy back on track because this is America. This is California. And when we put our minds to it, there is nothing we can't do. Now, all of you know I have 3 opponents in this election, all right? And the choice between us couldn't be more clear. Let me tell you, one of my opponents was Arnold Schwarzenegger's top economic advisor during our state's budget crisis. Need I say more about that opponent? Another one, listen up, another one of my opponents had a well-crafted and perfectly executed jobs plan. Yes, a jobs plan. For India, for China, for Europe, outsourcing California jobs. A third opponent is a state legislator who's done nothing to stop the state's budget mess, as if doing nothing is a plan. Well, Californians don't think the state's budget mess is any Tea Party.